Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be talking about some quality of life tips that Galaxy of Heroes could take from Raid Shadow Legends. So both these games have a fair amount of similarities. They have some really fundamental differences, but there are a lot of things in this game that I think could translate very well to Galaxy of Heroes. So it definitely make for a better experience for everybody. So today I'm going to be talking about the biggest highlights that I can think of for what is going to be what would be valuable in Galaxy of Heroes. So the first thing that I think of, and this is probably more useful, or there's several things aligned with this, and this would probably be the most useful in a conquest context, like datacron farming nodes. Multi-battles. So this game is all about, it's probably more about farming gear, which is mods. Much more of a character's identity and power is tied up in the mods in Raid Shadow Legends than Galaxy of Heroes. That might be hard to believe, but it is. It's just way more of the stats are part of that. So multi-battles is a way, you can't necessarily sim a lot of game modes, which is a big downside. But for things like Conquest, where we can't sim anyway in Galaxy of Heroes, this feature will be very useful. Multi-battle. So you go in and it's kind of like a unit you get like 50 a day at least. If you're below 50 the next day, you'll start at 50 multi-battles available. And there's rewards that have extra multi-battles. You'll have at least 50 to start each day. If you can go into Conquest, I don't know about you, but when I'm farming my datacrons, that gets pretty annoying pretty quickly. You just have to sit there, you hit auto, okay, is it done? Not yet. Okay, I'll come back when it's done and then I'll hit it. If you do multi-battle, you can knock out a ton of battles really quickly as long as you have the same team. And you also have these options you can check, like use gems automatically to restore energy. Gems are like crystals in this game. Energy is the same, functionally the same. You can have continue multi-battle even if you lose, continue even when all champions at max level. Like for me, I would say Conquest, you could say stop when all characters are below like X amount of stamina. Like you could set it like below 50% stamina or something like that. So that way you could do like 5 battles in a row instead of just one and have to constantly look at your phone. Another thing which would be nice in context of probably mod challenges is we have this auto sell function in Raid Shadow Legends. So gear, it should be very easy to understand the correlation. We have 6 different types of artifacts or mods. There's actually 9, but there's 6 shown here. This is like, think of it, just turn the table from sideways, right side up, you got Galaxy of Heroes mods, basically. So you can say, okay, for the sword, which would be more like the square or something, it only has one type of primary associated with it. But these gauntlets, chestplate, and boots are kind of like the right side of mods that we have in Galaxy of Heroes, where there's a ton of different primaries you could have. You can go in here and say, I only want to keep mods that have percentage primaries, maybe, or have crit rate percentage, crit damage, defense, HP, attack, and I don't want flat HP, attack, or defense. Say if I'm gonna roll any of those mods, just sell them right away. So I think of this for mod farming, like mod challenges specifically, because we don't have a lot of mod inventory in Galaxy of Heroes. We only have 500, so if you farm mods, it's a huge burden that you're gonna hit that cap really quickly, and then you're gonna have to go deal with your mods. If you could just set it like, okay, if I get gray mods, just sell them. If I have this primary on the cross or the triangle or the arrow, just sell them, just get rid of them. I think that would be enormous for Galaxy of Heroes.
Hey everybody, if you're enjoying watching and following along my Raid Shadow Legends journey, you want to play, now's the time. You can download Raid using my link in the description or scanning my QR code. You're going to get a legendary Tholan Foulbeard for free right at the start, then Mausoleum Mage at level 10, Vergus at level 20, and Tagore at level 30. This is a great lineup of characters, so don't miss out. Download using my link or scanning the QR code today.
And speaking of mod farming and inventory management, this is an area that is clear Galaxy of Heroes is behind the 8 ball, needs a drastic update. Cap. Mod inventory cap. We can only have 500 unequipped mods in Galaxy of Heroes. In Raid Shadow Legends, you can have 2,000. Now, mods are fundamentally different in this game. Like, in Galaxy of Heroes, we have, like, I don't know, 8 types of sets. This is all the types of sets in Raid Shadow Legends. There are dozens. So there's a ton of different types of mods. Then we also have accessories, which is a different type too. But that also has its own separate inventory, 2,000. So you can have 2,000 of these 3 types and 2,000 of these 6 types. Like I said, mods, gear, artifacts, it's a much more integral facet of Raid Shadow Legends. But the fact that they have quadruple, octuple the storage of Galaxy of Heroes is just... And they've updated it recently. I started playing this last year. Since I've started playing, they went from 1,600 to 2,000. They're actively updating it. Galaxy of Heroes must update that cap. It is painfully clear to me. And back to the battle node once again. This is something that was shown in the screen. I already have, but I didn't talk about it. Super raids. This is something I also think would be extremely valuable in Conquest. So basically, this is double rewards, but for one run. So for things that you have to run the battle, it's basically doubling the energy cost, but you're going to double the rewards. But you only have to spend the time doing run. So right now it's saying 16 energy. If I'm not doing super raids, it's 8. It's a single run, but you could just choose to double it. And for Conquest, that would be a huge time-saving mechanism. For me, I would think this would include getting double Datacron rewards on a node if you're doing it, but also double feat rewards. Now, I feel like that's a stretch that they wouldn't want to actually do that, but I think it still stays nonetheless. So let's do a battle, and there's one more feature I want to show you here. I'm kind of wasting this battle because I'm supposed to be training these characters that are already maxed out at level. But I just need to earn some mods to show you the next feature that I think would be awesome in Galaxy of Heroes. So look, this is a mod. This is an artifact I got. It's right in the reward screen. It's showing me you got this. Right here from this screen, I can upgrade it. I could, this is going to be a waste. Like, there's no point to upgrading this. This is a mod I'm going to sell. But I can upgrade it right there. Go back. I'm still in the reward screen. And I can sell right there. So think about this for when you're going over the mod inventory cap that they never update for us. Just selling it right from your inbox. Just let us do that. Same thing with Datacrons when you go over the cap. Like, if people have over 30 Datacrons, just let us sell it there. This is something like it's not a mod, so there's not an option like that. But I think that's really nice, and like, why don't we have that? Another area where Raid is very similar to Galaxy of Heroes, but also pretty different, is energy. So in Raid, it's not like Galaxy of Heroes where you have 4 or 5 different types of energy. You only have one, so it's used for all kinds of different game modes. But the big thing that this will never happen, but this would just be so nice. The cost is not 50, it's 40 gems to get an energy refill. Kind of like Galaxy of Heroes, when you buy it, you're getting 120, I think. Here, you're going to get 130 for it, so you're getting more energy, and it costs less. But here's the thing. This cost never goes up. You just keep using your energy. You keep using your gems. It costs 40 every energy refill. And an efficient player will basically spend that's the way to use gems. That's like the thing to use gems on, just like Galaxy of Heroes. Like, the conventional thought is you use gems or crystals on energy. And if you're an efficient player, stay on top of things, you kind of like spend your crystals or gems down to 0. I'm not on top of it right now. But you can just keep going. If you get enough multi-battles, you can just set it up, like run like hundreds of multi-battles. And I have all these rewards with multi-battles, so I could get a ton stacked up and just run on something. But I don't have to deal with mod inventory. Like, even with a cap of 2,000, it's still, mod inventory management is still something that's difficult in this game too. But that's just like, it's so nice, but that's kind of pie in the sky, honestly. One thing I don't think is too far-fetched, though, is this little bottle is the representative icon of like an energy refresh, and it's a reward that they actually give out each day. I don't want this for Galaxy of Heroes. This is time locked. I get this by leaving it on, the game on my computer, and I usually get these each day. Like, I'm not actively looking at the game this long. But like, energy refreshes are a form of reward all over the place. So I would love that in Galaxy of Heroes, because they always have a hard time like giving meaningful rewards. But I think if they just thought more simple, energy is something never goes out of style. Like, it's all things to all people. Like, a beginner can use energy in one way, and an experienced endgame player can use energy in another way, but both will find that an actually meaningful reward to get without completely diluting something like, or giving, like, if you give a piece of gear that a beginner really needs, and an end game player gets it, they're not going to care. Likewise, if a beginner player gets something that's only useful super end game, they might not care. But this is kind of just convenient in the middle. And also, this I think would apply to dailies. We have this claim all button. This is actually relatively new. But if I had all these done, instead of having to click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just hit claim all. See, I got these two. And that's all over the place, the claim all. So that would be just a nice little touch that I think would be easy to integrate. Now, this next one, I think this would be huge for a lot of people. Especially free-to-play or people that are really trying to compete in their fleet arena. So we have arenas in this game very similar to Galaxy of Heroes Arena. It's 4v4, ships aren't a thing, but all in all, it's very similar except for how you actually do the battles. In Galaxy of Heroes, you are allotted 5 a day. But after you do one, you have a timer. It's like 10 minutes since the last time you clicked battle. You have to do the next one. So if you're doing a fleet arena climb, it might take you 2 minutes per battle, but you're having to come back every 10 minutes. If you don't want to spend crystals, which would be a huge waste, you're having to come back every 10 minutes to do the next battle. In this game, you do a battle and you can right away just use a token and go right into it. So if I wanted to do all these battles, and I'm not going to do it in this video, I can do it, just jump into the next one, burn through all 10 of my tokens. Now, I would propose, like, you still keep it at 5 for, like, arena, because I don't know, you don't want people like being able to just be malicious and snipe people just for the heck of it. So I keep it at 5, but just keep it the same. Like, you have to spend 50 crystals to get 5 more attempts once you use them up. It's functionally the same, except like the timer. Like, get rid of the timer in between battles, have tokens associated with it, and I think that would just be much easier for everyone. So instead of like having to, oh, my payout is at 3 p.m. I need to start at 2, do my climbs, do 1 battle every 10 minutes, set timers if I need to, if I'm squashed for time. Instead, you could start your climb 20 minutes to payout and not be worried about, oh, I don't have enough time. Because I've forgotten sometimes until like 7 minutes before my payout, and I'm 2 battles away. So I just have to lose a bunch of crystals from that. But like, this system would completely alleviate any problems with that. Also, while we're here, this is just another thing. For battles, I could see this in Squad Arena and Conquest, sometimes even Fleet Arena. Start on auto. I can choose to start on auto. And we don't have auto basic in this game, but you can just start on auto. It goes into the game. You come out swinging. I mean, that's the other team going, so that I didn't go first. They did. So no hands. I didn't turn on anything. Well, okay, I got completely demolished. Ah, there, see. I took a turn. I did something. But I would love this, especially Squad Arena. Just go in, and I'm so used to it in Raid Shadow Legends, the start on auto, that I'll forget sometimes. I don't know if I've timed out yet in Galaxy of Heroes, but I'll hit start battle, and it takes so long to load, I forget, and then I look back, and the timer's at like 3.5 minutes for the battle. And it's just like, oh, I have to actually hit auto. So that would be so nice to have. Next area to talk about is clan bosses, which is equivalent to raids in Galaxy of Heroes. But since the name of this game is Raid, they don't call it raids. But it is functionally the same. Demon Lord, this is the baseline difficulty. Think of it like, I don't know, the Pit Raid or something. You're just fighting one character. It has a set health pool. Your whole guild's attacking it, and this is each day. Like, this one refreshes each day. The rewards are actually really good. If you get the top chest, you can get legendary skill tomes. This is basically equivalent to getting 20 Zeta mats. It's not a super common drop, but you only need 1 book to upgrade 1 ability level. So that's really meaningful, and you're going to get 2 chests if you actually clear the boss. So that's like, it's like I have 4 chances each day, because you can complete multiple difficulties each day and have the chance for the ultimate chest. Now, if you're a Galaxy of Heroes player, I can predict what you're going to say. Why would I want to spend all that time doing all these different attempts on a raid every single day? Well, unlike a lot of areas in Raid Shadow Legends, the raids actually have basically sim battles. So it's quick battle right here. Basically, once you have scored the highest score for a box, so on this nightmare mode, or is it nightmare? Yeah, on this nightmare mode, I would need to score 39.17 million damage to get this top chest, the ultimate chest. Once I have hit that once, every subsequent attempt I can go in and hit quick battle. So once you've proven yourself that you can max the score, and you can score above the max, like people. So the 650, like this guy did 1 billion, almost 2 billion damage. You once you max it, you can just go in and do it easily. So I'm not quite there on this Ultra Nightmare yet. So see, it's locked. I need to be able to do 17.28 million. I've done 52.19. So I'm not quite there. But like each day, you do Nightmare. It's keys. Every 6 hours, you refresh a key. So I wake up, I have 2 keys. I'll run a sim on Nightmare, and then I'll run Ultra Nightmare when I'm not looking. So, but like if once I get that threshold for a quick battle, that's just so nice. So for our raids, I think it would be nice to integrate something like this. Now I know they run raids, a new raid each year now. They're trying to put all this effort into making these raids. But I think the big return for them is that you actually farm the characters, and I'm talking about Galaxy of Heroes. The big return for them is they want you to farm up the characters, the teams, and get them to a certain development level. I don't know what they really get out of making you manually run the run each time. I think it would be awesome if you could get if you get the max score, you can sim it, and maybe you don't get the max score every time even, but I would take that, like if I get 80-90% of the max score and I do it across all 5 runs, because I really get tired of running the same raid over and over again when I can't do it quickly, and it's like a manual process, especially with the Order 66 Attack on the Jedi Temple raid. It's a very manual process, so integrating this I think would be awesome. And like just getting the different difficulties, getting multiple rewards on it. Like we haven't grown out of this, because even this is something I think could have helped the old raid system for Galaxy of Heroes, or yeah, or I don't know, maybe the way that they have current Sith. Once you kill it, it shows this like infinity HP. So we don't really bother. My guild doesn't bother with the low levels. So we haven't actually cleared it. It says 26% of the HP left, 100% left on normal. But once we have cleared, it's just infinity. You're just going in and doing damage as if it had HP. So you're not locked out. In the old days of the Sith raid, if we cleared, one person cleared, no one else can attack. So that just kind of sucks. So that would be an easy way to fix that, I think. But that's for the old system. I still think they have some things they could learn from this current system in raid.
Hey everybody, if you're enjoying watching and following along my Raid Shadow Legends journey, you want to play, now's the time. You can download Raid using my link in the description or scanning my QR code. You're going to get a legendary Tholen Foulbeard for free right at the start, then Mausoleum Mage at level 10, Burgess at level 20, and to go at level 30. This is a great lineup of characters, so don't miss out. Download using my link or scanning the QR code today.
And just a couple more things before wrapping up the video. One thing I would emphasize is actually meaningful login rewards. So login rewards in Galaxy of Heroes are kind of hit or miss. They have some energy here and there. They got some crystals, a little bit, some shards of characters. But look at what I have in the daily login for raid. Like on one of the days, I got 1,000 energy. This Sacred Shard, it's kind of like a better version of like a Chromium pack. You can actually get a full character from that. Like these are actually really valuable. Chickens, that's really good. It's like good gear in Galaxy of Heroes that really helps you upgrade a character. And then at the end of the month, I get a free legendary, which is basically kind of like if you got a token. And we get that in the episode track. So it's kind of similar, but you do have to earn those in the episode track, whereas this is just kind of login. I think the daily login rewards are much better in raid than Galaxy of Heroes. And then last thing, I just think it's kind of neat. I don't know how you would translate this to Galaxy of Heroes super well, but you can craft mods. So there's these different materials you earn from other game modes, and you can craft and try to focus what you're actually getting. Instead of like doing the mod challenge, you get a bunch of crap mods. So you do a rank charm. So I would say that's kind of like 5 dot mod. So we wouldn't really need something like that. But rarity charm, this would be like higher chance of having a purple mod or a gold mod. And then you have weight towards types of mod, like the type of mod slot. So this would be like a square charm, a circle charm, a plus, a triangle, like make it more likely you get those pieces. So say you're farming offense mods and you really want an a triangle offense set with crit damage primary. This is kind of like that. So there have substat charms here. So I'd say I really want speed in the secondary. I'm really hoping I get speed. You put speed charm there. You can only do one stat, but like I think that would be a no-brainer. People would want extra speed on the secondary. And then what I'd recommend that we don't have here is like a primary charm, like say crit damage charm, like for the primary, and then speed for the secondary, or offense percentage for the secondary. Really increase the chances that you're going to get specifically what you're going for instead of getting a bunch of crap. That's going to be it. I mean, very different games, but lots of similarities too, because they're both hero collectors. A lot to do about mods and battles. So let me know what you think. Do you think any of these upgrades would help with Galaxy of Heroes? Is there anything that made your jaw drop like, oh my gosh, that would be so nice? I'd love to hear about it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.